Alright, end of the year. I'm gonna knock out as many of these new reviews as I possibly can. And we're starting off big. And how big is this movie, you may ask? Well, the clue is in the title, guys. Look at how big that freaking country is. This movie just screams blockbuster. And, I mean, come on, Gerard Butler's also in this. What could possibly go wrong? Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, and yes, that's right, welcome back to another brand new movie review. And as always, I thank you all so much for stopping by, and I really hope you enjoy your stay. But of course, this time around, we're hopping back onto VOD land to take a look at Greenland, which is the next big Gerard Butler, big action disaster-esque flick, which of course is the term to describe one of these films. And Butler plays John Garrity, who along with his estranged wife and their young son embark on a perilous journey in order to find sanctuary as a planet-killing comet rapidly hurtles towards the Earth. And amidst terrifying accounts of cities getting pummeled with mass destruction, the Garritys experience the best and worst in humanity. And as the countdown to the global apocalypse approaches zero, their incredible journey culminates in a desperate and last-minute flight to a possible safe haven located in Greenland. So here's the thing, guys. These big disaster flicks, they're always hit or miss for me. If I could steal a Sean Chandler term for a second, these movies are like Taco Bell. They're big, they're dumb, but you just can't help but keep going back to watch them because of how stupid good they are. Armageddon is a perfect example of such a film, because objectively, Armageddon is a bad film. Yes, it is way too long, but I'm sorry, Armageddon is the right kind of bad movie. I always have fun with that one every time I go back to watch it. And let's just say that Gerard Butler kind of has an up and down track record when it comes to these types of flicks. Because the last one he was in, well, we're not going to talk about that one. I was honestly expecting Greenland to be another one of these big, stupid popcorn flicks that I can go back to years down the line and I can just laugh silly at it. But I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just this year being what it is, but Greenland really hit me way differently than all these other big action epics. And it really surprised me in the best way possible. I not only found all the fun to be had with Greenland, but there was also a surprising amount of emotional depth to be had here. Now, Gerard Butler, of course, has a lot to do with it. And as per usual, he has a stellar presence in front of the camera. And he was super ultra convincing as this guy who just wants to do what's best for his family. I bought every small little moment he had, especially all these fun spurts of action that are sprinkled throughout the film. And I'm not going to spoil exactly what happens, but there is one big action sequence near the middle of the film involving a hammer. Oh man, it was really cool. Now, I've seen Gerard Butler in a good amount of movies at this point. What I think he's especially good at, no matter how good the movie around him is, he brings just the right level of intensity to these types of films. And the thing I really respect about his really grounded, intense performances is that it really helps to sell the stakes of the situation. And that's something I really, really respected about Greenland. You could really feel the stakes heightened to another level. I can't praise Butler enough. He is his usual dynamic self. But not to be overlooked is the equally great Morena Baccarin. You'll remember her as Vanessa from the Deadpool films. She is really great in here as well. And I would honestly argue that she's the emotional anchor of this entire flick. And of course, no spoilers on exactly what happens, but that's all because there's one whole sequence involving the sun in this film. Her emotional range in those moments is so unreal. It's excellent, excellent acting. I really felt her pain. While I'm on that topic, the son in this film, excellent performance, and this kid was actually intelligent. And I don't want to spoil anything, like I said, but there is one whole sequence that involves his mother. It's directly intertwined with those emotional moments I was just talking about. And it all comes together with this deranged psychopath played by David Denman. The way this kid escapes that situation is so resourceful and smart. And it was so awesome to see an intelligent child character in a big film like this. And I know he's only a kid, but this IQ is on the level of Kevin McAllister. Seriously, he thinks on his feet. It was so great to see that level of smarts again. And like I said, the thing that surprised me the most about Greenland is how much emotional resonance it holds, especially with the sucky year we've had up to this point. But it brings us that emotional resonance not necessarily in a depressing way, but it shows us things that really inspire you and uplift you to be a better human being. There's a couple of moments where you just see medical professionals doing their jobs, and there's characters that are going up to them and giving them hugs. It's just, it was just really awesome to see the medical professionals being praised, as they should be. So inspiring to see that. Greenland isn't a perfect film, though, despite the parallels that it has with its plot to the events that have been going on throughout the entire world today. I do have a couple of issues with it, starting with the special effects. The CG with the comet is mostly fine, but there were a couple of times throughout this film where I found it really noticeable that it's CGI, and it just kept nagging at me, as, like, there were a couple of sequences where I was just looking at it and I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. And then it goes to the next scene and it was like, oh, you had me. You had me there. Also, probably my biggest issue with the film, I think it's a tad too long. The ending especially, you feel that. I feel like this ending is way too dragged out. There's a moment where you think it's all over, and everything's all happy, and it just feels like the perfect ending. But nope, there's one big last burst of energy for you guys. And honestly, guys, that big burst, it just felt like it was put in to pad out the runtime. And to that end, I feel like the film kind of overstays its welcome, unfortunately. And they also just kind of keep hammering in the message. Not that it's a bad message, but I was just kind of sitting there like, yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah, I get it. You're a really long movie. Besides those two minor issues I had with it, I really dug Greenland. I was really surprised by the level of maturity that it had despite its genre, and I think it'll surprise you guys too. I'm gonna give Greenland a B. I know, I'm surprised too. I was expecting this big, dumb popcorn flick that I could laugh at 5 years down the line. But like I said, lots of depth, lots of emotional resonance to a film like this. It's really refreshing to see that, and I definitely think it's worth your time. Have you guys seen Greenland? Do you guys enjoy it? Do you not? What is your favorite disaster film? I would love to discuss all of those thoughts down there in the comments section below. If you guys are enjoying this content, and if you guys want to continue discussing cinema and all things entertainment with me, this channel is the perfect place for you to do it, and you know where I'll be. Please consider hitting that subscribe button down below as hard as you possibly can, because number one, it's free, and it really helps out the channel. And number two, if you subscribe, you guys will be the first ones to know anytime I upload a new video over here. And if you guys liked this review also, please make sure to leave a big fat thumbs up on your way out too. I'd really appreciate that. And as always, look out for more exciting content hitting this channel very soon. You guys are the best. With all that being said, back talk, commence.